What is going on, guys? We're back today looking at another Madden 25 ranked match, and today I got the New Orleans Saints taking on the Miami Dolphins. Definitely should shape up to be a good matchup here. And he's getting sticky with the user skills right there, making my computer defenders look super silly. Alright, but in the last gameplay, man, we talked about basically ranked games and stuff like that. And there's another ranked match right here. One thing I want to say is Mr. Hakeem, he gone. But no, in all seriousness though, what I wanted to talk about in this video is kind of a tip or whatnot, and it's basically how to slow down the run in the game. The run game in this year is deadly. It's dangerous, and if you're not prepared for it, if you're not ready to stop it, I'm sure you've seen plenty of different types of rushing attacks, whether it be a read option, a QB wrap, a buck sweep, power O, the Saints power, whatever that run is. You know, there's a bunch of them stretched. There's just so many good runs this year. The blocking is just amazing, and you know, all that good stuff right there. So how do you slow down these ground attacks, especially with a team like the Saints, or a team that's, you know, not the 49ers that has like 100 hit power everywhere? Because honestly, you're playing with the Niners, you can play like a coverage defense as long as you're getting big hits with Willis and Bowman and those guys over the course of the game. You'll probably get a fumble or two, and you know, if your offense is sufficient or at the level it's supposed to be at, you know, you're feeling pretty good. You feel like if you can get a stop or two in a game, you're gonna win. So what about these other teams though that really don't have that big hitter, that big hit power, you know, guys all over the field that are just causing fumbles? How do you stop the run? My best advice to you is gonna be user. Who do you user? Where are you using her? What are you trying to take away? All that good stuff. So for me, if you're gonna play a cover 3, you gotta use that free safety that's in the middle, the one covering the deep blue in the middle of the field. To me, it's almost a must, and that's one of the best ways to actually stop the ground game, is be super aggressive with that safety, come up and make plays, and you're gonna see me do it a lot in this game. I can't remember if this guy abandons the run or not, but I know we start doing a very good job at stopping them. You know, you're going to give up a few yards. There's no doubt about that. But over the course of the game, if you can hold them to less than 4 yards a carry, that's actually really good in this year's version of the game, just because of how good the blocking is and whatnot. And then the other key is you might give up 6 yards, but if you stop them behind the line of scrimmage on the next play, you know, a lot of the times that's going to force them to pass, and a lot of people that rush primarily are the type of people that don't have that great of a passing game. That's not true for all people. At the higher level of competition, they'll definitely be able to do both, and usually out of the same look too, and that's when it's really tough to stop an offense. So if you're building an offensive scheme, make sure that you can pass the ball as well as run the ball, and try to make sure you can do them both out of the same formation. You don't want to be too predictable, where if they know what formation you're in, they're knowing that you're going to pass the ball, or they're knowing that you're going to run. So the same way defensively that you got to disguise your coverages, offensively you need to be able to disguise what you're doing as well, whether that be different route combinations, whether that be being able to run, being able to pass, being able to do both in any formation is going to be crucial. So try to find the best run or the best 2 runs in every single formation that you pass out of. My hint to you guys would be like halfback bases out of the shotguns, and if you're under center, those zone runs, like those inside zones, weak zones, those are to me the best runs. Not a big fan of the draw this year or anything like that. But back to what we were talking about, how are we going to slow down this run again? Again, if you're playing a cover 3, use that safety. What do you want to cover? If they have an outside run, you need to contain the outside. If they come up the middle, then you're going to need to plug the hole and come up and make a play, really, because if you can do that, there's a solid chance you'll get a few tacklers on the runners, and you'll be able to get them down. Because another thing in this year's game is if they truck stick, or you know, if they got a big bruiser back, a lot of times they're either going to break a tackle or they're going to fall forward, especially if they're using that truck stick. So you need to try to get at least 2 tacklers on every ball carrier. My next tip to you guys is if they're about to beat you to the outside, and they got either a fast or a slow runner, it doesn't really matter. But if you have an angle and you feel like you can kind of maybe reach them, use that diving tackle. Use that shoelace tackle to your advantage. The shoelace tackle is very effective this year. There you see it right there. And what makes the shoelace tackle so effective is that, one, it extends how far you can tackle, and it's really glitchy how far you can track down a runner. but especially on plays where they're breaking towards the sideline like this, or they got a chance to break away. When you get that shoelace tackle, you can take a 30-yard run and turn it into maybe a 5 or 4-yard run. And over the course of the game, that's going to make a huge difference. So definitely utilize that shoelace tackle. Don't let those runners get away from you. Even if you're chasing down the quarterback, shoelace tackle is a beautiful thing, and you can get a lot of sacks as opposed to them getting away and scrambling, or as opposed to them being able to throw that ball away. So definitely utilize that shoelace tackle. The next thing I want to speak on as far as using goes is the deep blues and the two-man under or cover four, any type of defense. If you have a deep blue zone, try to get that off the field. If you know 100% for sure they're running, maybe try turning one of those deep blues into a spy or a hook zone or a flat, and that will definitely help in stopping the ground game as well. So definitely utilize these tips, and hopefully this will help you slow down that ground game. Until the next time, guys, we gone.